Hello everybody and good morning. Hello everybody, volunteers in particular. Fantastic everybody has come along to celebrate with us on this auspicious day. It's a lovely weather. That was item 3 on the organisational plan. We're very pleased and honoured to welcome quite a number of bigwigs. We thought perhaps we might be outnumbered by bigwigs, but I think we're okay. Gordon Lee Steer is Deputy Lieutenant of Surrey. He will be making the presentation. Karen Seamer, Jamie Seamer's wife, ex-High Sheriff, she will be doing the citation. And we have the Mayor and Mayoress of Waverley, we have the High Sheriff of Surrey, we have the Surrey County Council Chairman, you name it, they're here. So everybody's got to be on their very best behaviour. So without further ado, I'll hand over to Gordon Lee Steer and see what happens next.
Well, congratulations to Hambledon on winning this award. For those who don't know, the Queen's Award for Voluntary Service is the equivalent of an MBE for voluntary organisations. So it's a real feather in the cap for a thriving shop in a thriving community. So congratulations. If I could now call on Karen to read the citation, and then we can do the actual presentation.
I have to say, first of all, that these are not my words. Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and of our other realms and territories, Queen, Defender of the Faith, to Hambledon Village Shop volunteers, providing service and support for all generations within a rural community. Greeting. We, being cognizant of the said group's outstanding voluntary work in the community, and being desirous of showing our royal favour, do hereby confer upon it the Queen's Golden Jubilee Award for Voluntary Service by Groups in the Community 2015. Given at our court of St James under our Royal Sign Manual this 2nd day of June 2015 in the 64th year of our reign.
Very good. So now it comes to the presentation. They get the citation as well.
Brilliant. Okay.
I don't think it can go up here.
We have plans. So that goes to Cynthia. Cynthia, well done. Fantastic. Big round of applause.
Oh, is it?
So, shall I open it up?
Ah.
Should we take the thing out?
Why don't I take that out of your hand, that one?
Don't drop it.
Well done.
Thank you very much indeed.
Well done.
Right, well that was the presentation. Goodness gracious, now it's a time for a speech. It's only an hour and a half, so if you've got anything else to do today, think about it. Okay, here we go. I'll try not to read it out. I'm not very good at this. Hang on, what's this going to... Yes, rock and roll. My lords, High Sheriff, Worshipful Master, Mayoress, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Management Committee and the volunteers, staff, customers and society shareholders, may I welcome you and say how honoured we are to have you to celebrate the winning of the 2015 Queen's Award for Voluntary Service. Now this was brought to our attention a month or two ago, and I have to say it came as a little bit of a shock. We had to scurry about to find out what the Queen's Award for Voluntary Service really is. And as the Deputy Lieutenant has said, it is a high honour equivalent to an MBE. And we thought, well, what does MBE stand for? We thought, magnificent blooming effort. So that's what we thought, and that's what we're going to call it. The shop, as you know, was reopened in 1992, 21st of November. Dennis and Brenda Jones were leading lights at that stage. It was much due to their effort. Sadly, they're not here today, because of a broken bone, much like the Lord Lieutenant himself. 2 broken bones. I can only assume these things come in threes, as the chairman said to Surrey County Council said to me. But we'll see who gets it next. Anyway, so the shop opened in 1992, reopened in 1992, and since then I think we have had something in the order of 100 volunteers taking part in its upkeep, its running, and its survival, which is quite a good effort. Even one chap, John Hewhurst, coming down from London every weekend. He'd moved away from the village, but he continued with his shift at the village shop, and for quite a long time he came down from London to make sure his shift was covered, which is quite impressive. Not only the services provided include, as you know, grocery, the cafe, the deli, the post office, but also I would just like to say that the shop here really is important for one thing, and one thing more than anything else, quite a sensitive issue this. It is the village centre for rumour production and rumour quality control. So this is where, you know, the information is deposited and disseminated. Anyway, without it, we'd be lost. How big was that onion that won the village show? I mean, or the village show at the village hall? How big was it? Where is Mike Parry's dog? Does anybody know? What else those sort of things? And I mean, yeah, okay, I won't go on about it. So recently we have converted, as you know, we've converted to a community benefit society from a company limited by guarantee. This means that the shop's ownership has opened up to many more shareholders. We have 123 of them, and the share issue itself raised £13,000, which will be put to good use in the refurbishment of the shop and shoring up the reserves. So a great result in terms of money raising. We now have 123 shareholders, who are also some of them volunteers, who all have an equal voice and an equal vote, irrespective of how much money was put in. This is going to mean our annual meetings in the village hall are going to be quite lively, I guess, but decisions hopefully will be arrived at after 123 people have agreed. Anyway, so there we are with the structure of the shop. It's going well in no small measure, really, because of Jo Jazeel and her team, who have transformed the revenue line of the shop, and it's been a fantastic effort on her behalf and her team. So Jo, thank you very much indeed. Before I finish, I just wanted to mention one or two of the volunteers themselves who have been central and key to this whole thing. Jane Woolley won't like to be mentioned, but she's going to be mentioned. She has been absolutely stalwart in her support of the shop, a long-time postmistress and volunteer on a Saturday morning, keeping things going in a fantastic way, and through the Hambledon Village Trust being incredibly supportive. So to her, big thanks. Philip Underwood for his, how long was it, Philip? 8 years or so? 9 years of unstinting labour, particularly when the shop was on the brink of survival, or at least it needed a shot in the arm. So he stepped in and ran the whole thing and took on the responsibility for that. It was fantastic, day after day. For George Pitt for his support and 11 years of chairmanship, fantastic, and behind the scenes support. Same with Jamie Seamer, his treasury work. John and Annie Tidmarsh, as you know, sadly not here, but great supporters and still going. And Cynthia Miller, who received the award just now. John, Annie and Cynthia are still going. They're still with it after being with it in 1992. So I thought that's quite good going, really. And of course, everybody else, the current volunteers, of whom there are many. I think we've got 42 to 43, depending on how you count them, on our register at the moment. I'm not quite sure whether some are volunteers or coerced, but certainly they're here to do their shift and to do the various things, which is absolutely fantastic. So to the volunteers, thank you. Selfless, good-humoured, commitment is all those qualities which keep it all going. So thank you very much indeed. What we're going to do now is sign the village scrapbook in the shop. If the Deputy Lieutenant would like to do that, it would be fantastic. And indeed, any other of the distinguished guests could do the same thing. I think we've got enough space on the page. And then we'll repair to the pavilion to continue with refreshment. 9 volunteers have produced food and nibbles and so on, so that's where we'll go to polish things off. Thank you very much.